Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome to the course Productivity of Management and Engineering with me, Tania Alda, from Department of Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Today, I would like to begin this course with the topic Introduction to Productivity of Management and Engineering. Okay, here are some references that you can use for this course. There are main reference and also support reference for this course. Okay. Okay, for the first, we have to know why is productivity is really important. In this era of free competition, the word productivity is increasingly spoken by policymakers in both the business world and government institutions. Why? If we see that productivity measures how efficiently a task is complete, this can relate to how well and quickly a person does their job or how well a company produces goods and also service. Productivity is important because it can help people and companies reach their goals and boost profit. Similarly, a lack of productivity can help not only for a business but also for government institutions to identify inefficiency so they can make improvement to their next plans and process. The fact that can be observed in this era are there are three facts. The first, the amount of consumption is increasing. This is caused by first, increase in population, and the second one, increased purchasing power of the community. We know that the population continues to increase from year to year. We also know that if the population increases, the demand for product also increases. If demand for products increases, the need for raw material also increases. This will result natural resource reserves are declining. And then because of overexploitation and also environmental damage. And then the third is increased competition among production actors, higher quality at competitive prices. Good quality at competitive prices is very important in the current competitive era. So that's the reason why productivity is important based on the fact. Okay, the next one, the importance of productivity. In connection with these facts, to maintain the sustainability of production and business, saving effort in using every resource through increased productivity is necessary. In general, productivity is defined as a measure of production system performance that explains how much output can be produced by utilizing one unit of input. Factors of production. It can be human, material, capital, energy, and many more to create the output. So, we can measure one unit of input to produce one unit of output. And then, if we want to see the point of view from the executive, from the workers, and for the government, the first, for executive managers and shareholders, productivity is a tool to improve the profitability of business activities. The better, and we know that every company really considers profit. The better their performance, the greater the compensation they will get. And then for workers, laborers, and employee, productivity is a tool to increase compensation for their work performance. Why? The better their performance, the greater the compensation they will get. So, the third one, for government officials and public administrators, productivity will balance the budget with service quality. So there is a balance between budget and service to the community. And then some fundamental questions about the importance of productivity are, Can productivity be used as a measure of company or organization health? Sure. Why? By regularly measuring productivity, we can find out whether the company's condition is healthy or not. We can identify problems with all the resources used and make improvements for the future. And then the second one, can the company increase productivity through improved commitment without changing production facilities? Of course. Why? With a strong commitment to productivity from all parties in the company, productivity can be increased without making improvements to the company's production facilities. This shows that everyone's commitment is essential for increased productivity. And then the next, can management motivate employees to achieve high productivity? Sure. Why? Companies can motivate workers to increase productivity by providing rewards that are appropriate to employee performance. The better the workers' performance, the bigger the reward they will get. This will be a motivation for workers to be more productive. And then, can productivity be used to control efficiency? Of course. Why? Productivity can be used to control efficiency by measuring productivity regularly. We can find out which resources have been used efficiently or not. If there are still resources that are not used efficiently, identification and improvements can be made for the future. Okay, so the next we will discuss about the definition of productivity. The term productivity was first introduced by Quesnay in 1766. Over time, the term also evolved into a measure of productivity. The first literary, 1883. Productivity is the desire to produce products in a better way. This is just a statement. There is no measurement there. And then the next, 1950, OEEC. OEEC is Organization for European Economic Cooperation. Productivity is the quotient obtained by dividing output by one of the factors of production. So it can be factor production, can be capital, maybe, or material, human energy, and so on. And then productivity measure the performance of process, not only process but also product, system that explain how much output is produced by utilizing a resource unit. So this is the develop of the definition of productivity. Okay, this is the end of the first part of this session. See you again on the next session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to the course Productivity of Management and Engineering. Let us continue our discussion about the productivity crisis. Okay, according to Mali, 1978, there are 12 main causal factors for the occurrence of crisis productivity at both the company and national levels. Namely, the first, there is an increasing number of white-collar workers in the business world and service industries such as hospitals, educational institutions, and government agencies. Their work productivity is complicated to measure. Okay, since the early 1970s, the business world has shown a trend that blue-collar workers have decreased drastically and conversely, white-collar workers have increased sharply. This drastic change is mainly found in service industry companies, hospitals, research institutions, and activities that require high level of knowledge. These white-collar employees generally do not have a tradition of evaluating work results. Managers who handle work that requires a high level of knowledge also find it difficult to measure their productivity because of there are no specific performance measure produced. And then the second one, it is developing a reward system for employees not linked to achieving labor productivity. It has caused inflation to continue to rise. This makes workers unmotivated to work optimally and has an impact on productivity. They think there is no difference whether they work productively or not because rewards are given without being related to the achievement of work result. And then the third one, increase company complexity. Complexity is reflected in the complexity in system procedure. Even though managerial improvement have succeeded in increasing the company's ability to handle large and complex projects, problems related to reaction time and clarity of authority still persist and even tend to get bigger. The hidden characters behind complex procedures need to be reduced or eliminated by simplifying the procedures used. In this way, decision can be taken quickly. And then efforts to increase organizational growth are not comprehensively planned, making it difficult to control costs. It's about costs. Increasing competitiveness, product development, and expansion of company activities, if not carried out professionally and with full calculation, often increases costs that exceed the expected increase in output. This happens because procedures become complicated, communication is less effective so that the control system becomes difficult. As a result, the achieved growth rate often decreases. And then it's about people and employees' attitude tend towards a consumptive lifestyle because an increase in income as a trigger, wasteful lifestyles significantly contribute to the decline in work motivation in almost all sectors in the company. People's attitude towards life, including employees. For example, high-income group place holiday abroad, luxury goods and other less productive needs as need with a higher priority. And then the next one, the scarcity of industrial materials in the market, such as raw materials, energy, auxiliary materials, is due to the high demand for industrial products. The rapid growth in demand for industrial products causes manufacturing companies to experience difficulties in procuring raw materials to support ever-increasing production plans. Materials that often experience serious supply shortage include maybe steel, copper, and then paper, plastic, foodstuff, and others. This shortage of supply means that ordering companies have to wait maybe 6 up to 12 months. This resulted in the productivity of the company concerned dropping sharply. As a result of this problem, company management is encouraged to use recycled materials and substitute materials. Others show helplessness by tolerating longer lead times in preparing production plants. And then environmental change are less anticipated, causing prolonged negative conflict. About conflict. Conflict in an organization is common. Conflict occurs due to various differences between individuals or between groups, between individuals and groups, or between superiors and subordinates. Common differences found include differences in value system and interests. Conflict can also occur due to unclear system and procedures, limitation of responsibility and time pressure. While control conflict needs to be developed because it is effective in increasing productivity. However, prolonged conflict and creating a tense work atmosphere has the potential to reduce productivity. And then about rules and regulation, because we talk about national levels too. So rules and regulation need more dynamism in following era developments and meeting the business world demands. And then the next one, improve specialization means excessive efforts to increase labor productivity for fear of losing their jobs. Job satisfaction. So it's about job satisfaction towards the last decade of the 20th century seems to have decreased. Increasingly tight competition between the business world forces companies to implement higher specialization in an effort to improve the quality of work. For this reason, tasks are divided into smaller ones so that the variety of activities is narrower. This clearly accelerates the emergence of boredom and also boredom among workers. And then excessive employee anxiety about productivity improvement programs often hinder achieving the program success. And then the next one, increased number of holiday in companies can cause the productivity crisis. It's about holiday. And then practitioners need the ability to utilize the rapidly growing information and science to develop work methods and activities. It's about information and science to develop how we develop the work methods and activities using information and also science. And then the next one, we will discuss about productivity and inflation. Productivity versus inflation. There's a correlation between productivity and inflation. Inflation that hits a country is the joint effect of several factors that generally show a gap between the flow of goods and services and the flow of money to the market. We can see that productivity has an effect on inflation. If productivity is higher, inflation will increase. And then the next one, productivity versus standard of living. Countries that experience high economic growth and labor productivity show high living standard. Employment and labor productivity also offer a high correlation. So it means that productivity has an effect on living standards. If productivity is higher, then the standard of living will also be high. And then productivity and employment rate. There's a correlation too between productivity and employment rate. The result of McKee's 1979 research in the United States showed that when labor productivity fell by 2%, the unemployment rate reached 5.7%. After labor productivity doubled, the unemployment rate was only 1%. It means that productivity has an effect on employment rate. If productivity is higher, employment rate will also be high. Okay, okay, this is the end of this session. See you again on next session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.